Hey, everybody, it's Scott Steen with the winnersandwhiners.com coming to you with the Thursday edition of Today in Sports Betting. Scott, kind of weird. We don't have, it's not Star Wars Day. It's not Cinco de Mayo. It's just poor old lonely Thursday, May the 6th.
Well, in college terms, it's Thirsty Thursday, so you still have an excuse to drink.
You do find out in college fairly early that the weekends do begin a day early.
You also find out that you don't really need an excuse to drink, but people make them up anyway.
You know, I lived in a fraternity house, as did you, and if you wanted to find something going on to get yourself in trouble every night of the week, it was available.
The amount of times that I tried to record videos for Winners and Whiners back when I was still doing the Statsalt channel, and it was like 2 a.m. and I still heard some like beer pong going on in another room, and I'm like, I gotta make my videos all the time.
Scandalous, Scott.
Mm-hmm. But you got to get the job done, and I used to to do it.
You got to focus, man. You got to focus. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's start off as we always do with the association. Couple of good games, Scott. We can't really bitch.
Our complaining did wonders.
I feel like we bitched enough last night about the only game on TV. It worked out pretty well though, didn't it, Scott?
Yeah.
We watched the Utah Jazz. Although, you know what? The other game wasn't any better. It was probably worse.
That was the thing, though, is that the one game that was actually – there were only – I forgot how many games there were on in the NBA, like 9?
Last night?
It was like something like 9, 10 maybe.
9 games. 9 games last night on the schedule.
Yeah, you had 9 games. 2 of them were within single digits.
Yeah.
So you had a lot of rocking chairs there if you follow the radio show because there were not many close games.
Yep, you had the Bucks Wizard, which that looked like a highly entertaining game.
Yeah, not on TV.
And the Grizzlies Timberwolves, which, unless it's Wild Kingdom, you're never going to see Grizzlies and Timberwolves on TV. So.
Anthony Edwards, 42 points. I mean, he shot 7 of 8 for 3, and he's a 29% three-point shooter. So there's a little bit of fluke to it, but still a solid player.
Great news.
Yep.
So, Scott, our first TV game tonight is your Brooklyn Nets against the Dallas Mavericks.
I got to sit through another painful experience with this team.
Nets are the road favorite here, minus the 4 points, going up against the Mavs. And as always, Scott, we have to check. Let's spin the big wheel of injuries, shall we? Let's see who's not playing.
Is Pingus playing?
He is not, Scott. Pingus is going to miss the game against Brooklyn on Thursday due to that Porzingis knee. Oh. As far as the Nets go, right now, everybody is still everybody that's healthy is still healthy. Harden, of course, is still on the list, but nobody else of note is on the injury list for either side. So, pretty excited about that. How about you?
I'm excited that Porzingis isn't playing because I think the Nets proved against Giannis twice. I know Giannis is a freak of nature, but with athletic big men who can shoot from the outside, the Nets might as well just wave the white flag because they can't guard anybody with any athleticism from the center spot.
Yeah, not good. Not good at all. Scott, is this a Nets team you want to lay 4 points with right now on the road?
I think it's a decent spot. I know people are going to overreact and talk about how the Nets lost to Milwaukee and how, this team hasn't been playing well lately, and it is true. Then again, those 2 games against Milwaukee were very close. It wasn't like they got blown out. Like, Milwaukee's still a very good team. The Nets were right there. They just didn't make enough plays to actually get the job done. But last time I checked, Giannis doesn't play for Dallas, so maybe this isn't really that bad of a spot for Brooklyn. But I know Dallas won the first meeting this season pretty handily. I'm trying to remember who sat in that game. But I remember that the Nets were definitely not at 100%. And Dallas killed them. Porzingis did play in that one. Harden was by himself. You had no KD and you had no Kyrie with Porzingis playing. So do we agree you can kind of toss that game out the window?
Yeah, it's a different matchup than what we're seeing tonight for sure. You got no
Correct.
Porzingis. You got no Harden.
Now, Dallas had a nice game against Miami. They have actually won 4 of 5. Truth is, I'm going to take the cop-out approach. I like the over. I just see points in this spot.
I don't know that that's necessarily a cop-out approach.
Well, because I think you were trying to ask me if I liked a side, and I'm just going to go with the total because both these teams, Dallas occasionally plays defense. The Nets never play any defense. And with the amount of just bucket getters you have on the court, I just see a lot of points. So I like the over. KD and Kyrie can score, but the defense when they're on the court, not great.
Well, and I'm thinking this is going to be a better motivation spot for Dallas than it is going to be for the Nets.
Could be.
The Mavericks are kind of in a three-way battle there with the Lakers and the Blazers for those.
I don't know what the Nets are even playing for right now because Philly with the remaining schedule, they're going to get the 1 seed. I mean, they killed Houston again last night. Mm-hmm. You look at the rest of their schedule, it's very, very easy. Yep. Now, the Nets, of course, are still playing for home court advantage against Milwaukee in the second round because they're going to be the 2 seed or, they might be the 3 seed. And Milwaukee has won 3 in a row, 2 of them against the Nets. So now they're, I don't even remember, half a game back now, a game back, whatever. The point is that they're
a game back. Milwaukee's a game back of the Nets. Nets are 2 back of Philly.
They're within striking distance of the Nets. Now, the Nets aren't going to catch Philly. I'll tell you that much. That's not going to happen. So I agree with you about the motivation spot there, especially with Dallas being at home. I'm just going to go with the over. I think if you want to take Dallas team total over, you're going to get no argument from me because Dallas could probably score at least 128 points, if not more, in this game. You?
Yeah, I would probably lean over. The problem is we don't have a number.
Correct.
So it makes it a little difficult because this is it's kind of a weird situation with the Nets because you've seen the under hit 3 straight times, but 2 of those games came against Milwaukee. All those games were in the 240s as far as the total goes.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're quite going to be at 240. I think we're going to be somewhere around the 232 mark probably.
I was thinking around 234, 235, but
okay, that could be a little high.
Probably ceiling.
Could be a little higher than that because Dallas has been scoring lately. So inexplicably the only team they didn't score against was Sacramento.
Yeah, they scored a bunch against Miami at 127. Then again, Tim Hardaway Jr. in threes. But I just see
125 against the terrible Washington defense. You put up 99 against the terrible Sacramento defense. You put up 127 against a good Miami defense.
Yeah, I'm just going to go with the over. We both know that Dallas is a team that we haven't figured out all year.
Nope.
So I'll figure out the points. I'll take the over.
Yeah, I'd lean that way too, depending on the total. I would play it up to I'd play it up to about 234. I wouldn't play it over that.
I think this game probably gets into the 240s. So
okay, good enough. And the late game, Scott, going to be the battle for LA as the Clippers.
I'm really glad both teams are at complete full strength for this matchup.
The Clippers host the Lakers.
Who would have thought? Clippers are now the healthy team. Tables have turned.
So LeBron is out for this one. Schroeder is out for this one. AD, it looks like he's going to play. Patrick Beverley's going to play, so that's good news, huh?
It's something. It's good for the under.
Clippers look relatively healthy so far.
That's what I'm saying. They still need Ibaka back, and I'm still not sure what his story is because he's been out for what feels like 4 months.
He's still out.
Yeah, but
spoiler alert, he's still out.
I know that the Clippers are decent favorites in this spot.
Yep.
They're laying about 7.5. Do I really want to lay 7.5 with the Clippers?
Yes, you do.
I don't really want to, but I feel like you have to.
Clippers have owned the Lakers so far this season.
I like the under. It's a low total, but I like the under because the Lakers, especially without LeBron, they play great defense and they take the air out of the ball. They just go slow, and that's all they do. And they're going to have a ton of lineup situations or a ton of minutes with Anthony Davis and Marc Gasol on the floor at the same time. And that's a great recipe for an under.
Oof.
Actually, it worked out really well against Denver. Their defensive rating was remarkable with both of them on the court. I'm not saying it's going to work against the Clippers as well, but I'm just saying I think Vogel sticks with it because it worked well that one time.
Okay.
So I like the under.
Well, the under cashed last time, over hit the time before that. Under cash, it went 190. So yeah, that was good. Lakers put up 86. Good effort. Good game, Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking the Clippers here. I don't want no part of this Lakers team.
That's fair. I don't want this part of the Lakers offense, which is why I like the under. But I mean, you're looking at the last meeting they had. Clippers won 104 to 86. Kawhi and Paul George did play. You had no AD and no LeBron in that game. Lakers scored 86. I'm assuming with AD, they'll probably score maybe 97.
Maybe.
So I like the under.
We'll see. Of course, the Clippers went 14 to 28 from deep too, so that doesn't hurt.
14 to 28 when in that last meeting?
Mm-hmm.
And they still only scored 104.
Yeah, still only put up 104.
Yep.
Of course, they shot 9 free throws. So yeah, thanks a lot, refs.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Clippers also are one of the worst teams in the league when it comes to free throws per game because they just settle for a bunch of jump shots.
Yeah, and it usually works out okay for them. So, and it did.
I'm just saying, it's not all refs. The Clippers aren't very just good at drawing fouls.
What else you got?
For the card, I know I'm going to have a play of the day on one game, but looking at everything else, I do I have the guts to take Golden State minus 13.5 against Oklahoma City? I think I have to.
What year did they last lay 13.5?
The last time they played Oklahoma City, I don't know.
I'm just wondering because this is a Golden State team that hasn't seen the right side of too many double-digit spreads in the last few years.
That is true. I'm just saying that Golden State last time they played Oklahoma City was up by a very, very impressive. What was it? 40? Yeah, they were up 40 after 3 quarters. They won by. They're up 42. They won by 38. They were laying 12.5 in that game, so I think I'm probably right. That's probably the last time they were laying double digits.
Yep.
They scored 147. Curry had 42. Draymond had 12, 10, and 16 in 3 quarters. I don't even think Curry played the fourth, and he had 42 points. I got to assume Golden State kills this damn team. So I'm going to go with Golden State.
All right. I'm tired of getting okey-doked with this stupid Oklahoma City team. I'm gonna get fancy, Scott. I'll take Golden State first half, Oklahoma City full game.
Full game money line or full game cover?
Full game cover.
Okay.
Not crazy.
I thought you really just went off the deep end there.
Not quite. All right, so that's it. Kind of a light card, not a gigantic card here today.
You have any other games you want to talk about?
Not really. I've got a premium on another one of the games. I've got a premium on the Hawks Pacers game. Looking at the fadeable Thunder there. Bulls Hornets. I want no part of that. I would consider playing the Wizards against the Raptors.
Bulls being favored makes me believe Levine might come back, but I'm not sure if Levine's going to come back or not. Yeah, I'm only betting on the Bulls this year anyway, so I'm not going to get involved. But
and the more I see it, the more I start liking this. The more I like this Wizards game. Anunoby's out.
Are we sure Lowry's going to be playing? Because he didn't play against the Clippers.
He ain't on the list.
Okay.
So let me make sure here. Oh no, sorry, he's probable.
Okay.
Probable he was down at the last line there. So it looks like he is going to play. Yeah. I still like Washington in that spot.
Worth mentioning, by the way, Golden State did kill Oklahoma City in the last meeting, but Dort did not play.
No Dort.
Dort's going to play in this one, so keep that in mind.
Game changer.
I swear we talk about Dort like he's a damn MVP candidate because he's so valuable to the spread that nobody knows how valuable he actually is to the spread. If you take Dort out of the lineup, they lose by 40 every time they play.
I made a big play on him the other day of like over 16.5, and they had nobody else playing. I think he put up 9.
I think it was 18.5, and he finished with 17.
No, that wasn't the game.
I think it was.
No.
I remember having this conversation with you.
He wasn't close.
Fair enough.
He wasn't close. So,
okay.
As always, if you're looking for more information on these games or any other games, don't forget to stop by and check out Winners and Winers. You know what? I know you don't forget, so that's silly to say don't forget. Just do it. Make it part of your daily routine.
I dare you.
I dare you. Picking up an extra opinion on the game is always beneficial. Of course, it's always free. sides, totals, everything, full predictions and previews every single game. For myself, for Scott Reichel, for all of us over here at Winners and Winers, we appreciate you guys watching today. Don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Wish you nothing but the best. Hope every one of those tickets in your pocket magically turns into cash money when you head back to the window. You guys have a great day. Check us out. We're right around the corner here on the MLB show. And we'll see you then on Today in Sports Betting. Take care, everybody.